I've been doing a lot of South American tarantula rehousings lately, so why not keep the streak going? I got a little riddle for you though. What tarantula is black and white and loved all over? You have about 30 seconds to ponder on that while the intro video runs, or maybe you could just relook at the title of this video. I'm Jay, this is Jay's Cryptic Creatures. Come on, let's learn something together. If you didn't guess the answer to the riddle, or couldn't read the title of this video, the answer is Acanthoscuria geniculata. Agenics are an absolutely awesome tarantula. They're large growing and they come from the New World. One of the really cool things about this species is it has its adult colors starting at a very young age. So you're not looking at the silly brown sling. I got this spider from Steve at Arachnoid Den back in 2023 at about a ½ inch or so. Quite small. That time she was actually in a dram vial, and as you can see, she is quite a bit larger now. I would put her in the species in the medium fast to fast growing ballpark. Enough of the intro. Let's get this girl rehoused, talk about the enclosure, and a little bit about her husbandry and care. Okay, so here is the enclosure that we have set up for the geniculata. It is a large critter keeper or critter tote. You can get them at PetSmart. The dimensions are 14.5 by 8.5 by 9.5 tall. The soil is the typical blend that I use of Reptisoil, vermiculite, and sphagnum moss. We have a starter burrow, some fake plants, our water dish. The soil, if you can see, we have a moist layer down here. Then I have a drier layer on top. After this most recent molt, this girl doesn't seem to be as much in the digging mood, but always like to give them the digging opportunity if they so choose. Okay, well, let's bring in the genic and get along with the transfer. All right, here is this beautiful girl. As you can see, after the last molt, she is probably getting a little cramped for this enclosure. So instead of moving up to a medium, we're going right to a large to really allow her to grow. She's going to get big, so no sense in doing extra rehouses if we don't need to. Okay, so we have our catch cup. We got a couple different devices here, including paintbrushes. I'll try to use my little Fiji water bottle one. She may be too big. I might have to move over to the deli cup. But we'll give this a try, and hopefully everything goes nice and smooth without issue. Oh, there she is. Looking very fantastic. Let's get her over into the new enclosure and we'll continue talking. Okay, so the Acanthoscuria geniculata are native to the Ecuador region. A large growing spider, easily 8+ inches. New World, so we do have the urticating hairs. Depending on different sources, people will say that's probably one of the worst urticating hairs. Growth rates I have, I would consider probably medium. I've had this girl for a couple years, and she's really getting on size. Um, Obviously, growth rates vary based on temperature and other conditions. My reptile room stays between 72 degrees and 82 degrees, depending on the time of year. For feedings, a, for a sling, a very small sling, was doing pre-killed crickets, then moved on to small crickets once a week until we got to about the juvenile size. Then we moved up to um, large crickets bi-weekly, and probably after the next molt, I'll start moving her more towards a monthly feeding. Crickets or superworms, whatever I have readily available. As for temperament, you get a mixed bag. You'll hear people talk about skittish behaviors, threat postures, or an intense feeding response. I've never really had a problem with my girl. Been pretty chill for the most part. But these can get to be quite large, and if you're not prepared, could be pretty intimidating. Kind of went how I expected it would go. If you go on arachnoboards or other different forums, you'll hear different and varying accounts on the temperament of someone's geniculata. Some people report, super skittish, very defensive. I have just never seen it from my girl. I don't think I do anything particularly special. Like most spiders, I feel like if you give them enough room, either to dig or to web, depending on what their predisposition is, give them escape routes. They are pretty predictable. Most will like to flee than stand their ground. Like I said, during the rehousing, I went from the small critter keeper right up to a large one. Pretty quick growing um, species. So instead of having that middle step, just went right into the large enclosure, and it'll give her several molts to grow into it. No need to do unnecessary rehousings and potentially put undue stress on yourself as well as the spider. With all this being said, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we can continue to learn about spiders, snakes, tarantulas, centipedes, and other reptiles together. Until next time.